Shin Megami Tensei. Where to begin with this series? I love this series so much. There's a lot of things I can talk about, but before we begin, just so everybody knows who don't know, that's how you say the name, Shin Megami Tensei, not Shin Megami Tenseis. Guys, come on, it's Korean, please. With the upcoming news of SMT 5 and Nocturne Remastered coming out next year, guys, if you have never played SMT, now would probably be the best time to get into it so you can get right behind the hype train coming out next year. Especially if you're a fan of the Persona series, then it's not a bad idea to get into SMT. While Persona is definitely the lighter of the two series, they both share a lot of similarities. They're both created by Atlus, they share similar gameplay mechanics and demon designs. And as myself, a fan of both of these series, why limit yourself to just playing one of them? Both of these series fall under the Mega 10 franchise, which has been ongoing for around 30 years now, and it's full of a lot of cool, rich details in the story, demon designs, gameplay. It has so much greatness to it, and I'd love to sit here and bore you guys for hours about talking about how great the series is, but I gotta keep it to a minimum so I don't bore you guys too much. So just to kind of get started with this whole video, let me tell you guys how I got into SMT myself. I've been a huge fan of the series ever since I played my first game, SMT 4 on the 3DS, and I got this back in the summer of 2017 for a really nice price of $20 off Amazon, which, by the way, I highly recommend you do digital downloads of any of these games these days because a physical copy can run you about, it's pretty expensive. I haven't had too many games that really got me to the point where I'm really buying a lot of merch from them. I mean, look at this, guys. I bought a whole ass wall scroll just to show my love for this game in the series. A wall scroll. Not only that, but I have some art books from this series, and I'd like to get more merch, but I need to be a responsible adult, so can't buy it all. And I recommend SMT4 as a great starter into the series because it's not too hard, but also not too easy as well. And it has all the elements of what makes an SMT game good. Although I got into the series much later than the average hardcore fanboy of SMT that, has been playing the game ever since they were in kindergarten on their stupid old consoles, acting like they're the coolest guys ever, there's really no bad time to jump into SMT. So whether you started years ago or after this video even, I hope you guys have fun as you explore the deep world of SMT. Because if you don't, I'll eat my cousin's cat, I swear. The story of SMT primarily revolves around the fact that the world's already in a post-apocalyptic state. This takes the typical idea of, young heroes trying to save the world, and they flip it to hey, the world's already screwed, where the hell were you? The story then becomes more about how you, the MC, will shape the new world. And SMT is known for having multiple endings in each of their games. The endings are played out based on your choice in each game, and I really like having that freedom to influence the story. Most Nintendo games don't have this feature. And by the way, yes, most of these games are on Nintendo consoles, demon slaying, killing people, all in a Nintendo family fun console. You're left with having to pick a side that has the best and thickest of demons. You're left with having to pick the side that has the best message that resonates with you, which I love so much. There's no wrong choice in SMT. If a path speaks to you, then pick it. But, just so you know, if you do choose the law path, then I'm just gonna have to assume you're a mindless drone who probably can't even make their own order at McDonald's. The characters in SMT are well written to persuade you into joining one side or the other, with characters voiced by notable voice actors such as, the Matthew Mercer as Walter in SMT4.
I'm Walter. I'm the son of a fisherman, but I'm scared of fish. I must go tell everyone.
He makes joining the Chaos side a lot more attractive. Please notice me, Matthew. The common theme in SMT would be chaos versus law, and neutral's kind of thrown in the middle somewhere. If there's a diagram, it would be right about here. Yeah, that's where neutral would be. Both sides want to take a big old stab at mankind's booty to do whatever the hell they want to do with humans, whether it be to enslave them, eat them. I personally like SMT4's idea of being a slave to a female demon. If I had to go out, god damn, that's how I want to go out. The Chaos side demons are made up of a lot of crazy looking dudes who want to just rip you apart, and that's pretty much all they have for an agenda. Although the Chaos side really believes in the idea of freedom and Darwinism, the strongest will survive, anyone can be able to shape the world in any form. They just really want to kill everything, and that's kind of how it works. Look at this guy. If I was caught in an alleyway with this demon, I would just fall flat dead. Like, I do not want to fight this dude at all. Like, get him away from me, please. And on the other hand, you have Law, which is made up of a lot of angels, which, despite being called angels, they're still demons technically, and they look nice and angelic, but they really just want to make you mindless servants of God. So if you like that, you know, then I go for it, I guess. Finally, in the middle, we have Neutral, which is usually composed of just humans who just kind of want to live their lives as the way they want to instead of being ruled over by one of two sides. The neutral side is usually considered the true route or ending due to the amount of work you gotta put in to get these endings, as well as having more game content than the other two routes. And in my opinion, I think my favorite route has to be neutral. I just like the idea of having to show both demons and angels that, you know, humans, us normal ass humans, can fight back and live on our own without having to be told what to do. Being able as a normal human to take on both the leaders of Chaos and Law, Lucifer and God, respectively, you know, just punching them out, I think that's just really badass to do in a game. Bottom line is, if a side speaks to you, then join it. And once you're done with that playthrough, go ahead and try New Game Plus to see what you're missing on the other side. And speaking of New Game Plus, that's kind of a nice way to transition over to gameplay. SMT uses traditional elements of JRPGs. You got the usual exploration, side quest, cute female NPCs, but of course, you can't forget about the most iconic feature of JRPGs, turn-based combat. And turn-based combat, oh man, some of us love it, and a majority of us don't like it. I mean, I can't even fault you guys who don't like turn-based combat. It can get boring and very tedious. Being a huge fan of classic Final Fantasy games over the years, I found the turn-based combat system to be something I loved initially, but it slowly took a huge toll on me as I was growing up because I got bored with it. SMT, however, has single-handedly made me love this type of gameplay all over again, but at the same time, destroyed it for me. I can never play any other turn-based game unless it's SMT. The gameplay is fast-paced with a system using the most recent entries called Press Turn System, or as the Japanese like to call it, Pure Sutan Batoru Shisutemu. My Duolingo skills are coming through right now. The way this system works is simple. Hit the enemy weakness and you'll get an additional action. This system is even used in the most recent Persona entries. This makes battles move by much faster, but it also adds an additional layer of difficulty because enemies can use this as well. So if you have a cute looking Jack Frost, you might want to steer him away from fire. Just a little advice. Hitting someone who can reflect or absorb a move will really screw them over, as it'll pretty much cause them to lose actions or outright lose a whole ass turn. So, either you or the enemy will have a rough time if you're not playing it smart. Speaking of playing it smart, use buffs. A word I cannot say in my videos. It's a common phrase you'll hear in the community when you ask for help on a boss. Can't beat a boss? Use buffs. Oh no, the enemy is hitting me too hard? Use debuffs. Oh, that cute demon doesn't want to date you? Cry. SMT relies heavily on buffing your attack, defense, your hit chance, and evasion, as well as debuffing those same stats on enemies. In most JRPGs, this is more of just an option you can do, as most players would just rather brute force their way through a whole game instead. Of course, not every single battle will require you to debuff and buff enemies. Small time mooks are easy peasy. However, bosses though?
Run this shit! Now he gets critical hits! Another critical hits! Look at another critical hit! He don't give a shit! He just landed critical hits for days!
So with that said, get demons that have buffing and debuff moves and hold onto them for dear life. Speaking of getting demons, negotiations. This is one of the few ways of recruiting more demons into your party to be used for fighting, fodder for fusion, or to keep them in your party just because you've got a cute female demon that you didn't want to let go. The way negotiation works sounds simple enough. You say, do, or give things to demons that they like to hear or just want. But, and yes, there's a twist, even if you're the most smoothest talking dude in the world with your words, you've given them all the money in your inventory, healing items, they can still outright refuse to join you. Regardless, even though it's a very frustrating thing of the game, it can be a very dummy fun system to play with. You'll get really quirky and silly dialogue that you just can't help but laugh. Dig. good, that's your grave. Okay. Lovely, thank you, SMT. The last notable gameplay feature I want to mention here very briefly, because you can devote a whole college course to this: fusions. Fusions involve taking almost all types of demon races out there and fusing them up for a new strong demon. This is primarily how you'll get to the late game, by fusing new strong demons that can't be obtained through negotiation. Thank God. By the way, the races of demons go so damn deep that there's over 30 races at least in most of these games. Then you got crazy fusion charts that look like these. Oh man. Fusions, it's a fun system though. With these gameplay features featured, we can actually get into other aspects of SMT that makes it so cool and have its own style, like music. The music is, for a lack of a better term, phenomenal. It's one of the many parts of the series that gives the game style, and I absolutely love the music. There's so many tracks that I can play, but the ones that come to mind I'll have to list here. So sorry Soul Hacker fans, I'll dedicate a whole Soul Hacker video one day. By the way guys, amazing game. The song you're hearing right now is the main theme from SMT4, and it is a great track right away to get you into the dark and gritty mood of the game. We got great tracks all around SMT4, but one more I have to highlight is the overworld music that you get. Oh my gosh. God bless you, Ryota Kozuka. And of course, you cannot go without mentioning the OG SMT music composer, Shoji Daddy Meguro. Now, if this name sounds familiar and you've played Persona, you will know that this man has had his godly hands in creating the amazing tracks of those games. Shoji's amazing work extends into things like the title loop from Nocturne, and oh man, it's beautiful. It's insane how this piece has a lot of mixtures of things. It has like a nice chilled and relaxed vibe. At the same time, like it has a sense of tenseness, like to forebode of what's going on in the game. And this piano motif that it plays, oh. Alright, before I get stuck in a loop of showing you guys music from SMT, let's just move on to the last section. We have art. This is the last section, boys, and you know, we save the best for last, and this section is of something of great importance. We have aesthetics, style, demon design, etc. Man, all that stuff is here. It's art, baby. Growing up, because I wasn't an artist, I didn't really feel too inclined to appreciate the arts as much as I do today. I did enjoy pieces like Yoshitaka Amano's Final Fantasy logos and Yoji Shinkawa's Metal Gear art, but something about SMT's artwork is just solid, and I love it. There's so many ranges to it. You have simplistic, minimalistic type demons to overly complex, and we'll get to all these designs in just a bit. One of the things I want to talk about regarding art today is demon designs. Let me show you guys some of the best designed demons out there in the series. First off, we have to mention Jack Frost. He's cute, he's frosty, cute, we gotta protect this boy. Next we have Black Frost, and as we can tell, this is a huge step up from Jack Frost, and they're both just clearly different. And then next we have Frost Ace. As you can tell, these designs are amazing, aren't they? Okay, but let's step away from my love of the Frost series into more complex styles of other demons like Satan and Yoshitsune. These both are up there in terms of my favorite top designed demons. Next to these guys, we have Metatron, Archangels, Beelzebub, the PP monster. Most of these demons that I've listed, if not all of them, are designed by the great Kazuma Kaneko, where a lot of his inspiration draws from the legends and folklores that these are from, along with his own modern interpretation. His art transcends past demon designs, obviously, and some of my favorite pieces include his take on Dante and Virgil's Devil Trigger forms from DMC. And fun fact, there was an exchange between both DMC and SMT where if Dante was allowed to be in Nocturne, then Kaneko had to draw something for DMC. Hence why we have the meme featuring Dante from Devil May Cry. Here are some of my favorite artworks from Nocturne and the Raito series. He designed some of my favorite characters from the series, including Raito Kuzunoha himself. How can somebody be filled with so much style? I love him. Thank you so much, Kaneko, for all the artwork. It's fantastic. I hope you're having fun in those flower fields up there. Which, to clarify, he's not dead. I just want to show off this flower field photo. It's beautiful. SMT is full of so many things that I can talk about. Almost everything I've talked about today can be its own video. And it's amazing how much I was able to fit so much without having to go so overboard. But I really hope that this interests you guys who have never heard of the series before or want to get into the series. This is my first video on something that I've truly enjoyed playing the last few years, and I hope it's something you all enjoyed watching. As always guys, please remember to like the video and subscribe with notifications so you can be updated on new videos to come. And also, follow me on Twitter and Twitch to stay up to date on things. I post some memes sometimes I post some pretty dumb tweets. I hope you guys enjoy that as well. And lastly, it's in your hands now to go out and play these amazing games, so get out there and enjoy the SMT games, guys. And if you guys don't play these games, I'm telling you right now, this cat's gonna get it. I swear guys, I don't play around on this channel. I'm telling you.